There, lovely people, you've got Sammy here, and today we're going to be completing the Granny Square Hearts square as part of our 365 Granny Square a Day crochet along project. So you can see I've made a start. I've just done a chain of 4. Excuse my fingers, I've been gardening today. Chain of 4, slip stitch together to make a ring. Then I'm doing a chain of 3, which will serve as our first double crochet. And I'm going to put, making sure I got the center of the ring, 11 more double crochet into the center ring. Good Lord. Trying something a bit different, a bit closer. Could have picked a day where I had nicer hands. So 12 double crochet, including our first chain of 3, which is serving as our first double crochet. I'll let you finish off the 12 double crochet. I'll meet you back here. I'll be continuing round 2 in a different colour because they're hearts. I'll be joining in a nice pink. I'll meet you back here. 12 double crochet, slip stitch together, and then finishing off with our first colour. See you in a moment. All right, lovely hookers, I'm back. Got our 12 double crochet in our center ring there. Now I've just joined some nice pink in for our first row of hearts, which is round 2. Joined into our finishing stitch with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 3. Oh, tails everywhere. Out of the way. Chain 3. 2 double crochet into the same stitch. 1 and 2, and we're going to turn this into a popcorn stitch. So we pull up that last loop, go into the 3rd loop of our chain 3, which is serving as a double crochet, grab that loop, yarn over, and pull through both to make it pop. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to pop another popcorn stitch into the same stitch. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2. Oh, those tails are really irritating. Out of the way, tails. Okay, 3rd double crochet, we pull that stitch up, go into the top of the first double crochet in that set of 3 through both sides, grab the loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And you can see our little heart formed there. I'm going to chain 3, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, working into the 3rd stitch, we'll do another popcorn heart. So 1, 2, 3, start with 3 double crochet to make our first popcorn. 1, 2, 3. Pull the loop up into the top of the first double crochet, putting that loop back on our hook, yarning over, pulling through both, chain of 1, and then another popcorn stitch into the same stitch as the previous one. Make our little popcorn heart. 1, 2, 3, pulling at the loop on the 3rd, into the top of the first, grabbing that loop, yarning over, pulling it tight. And you can see they're going to form our little hearts. I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to continue with that pattern. We're going to do it 2 more times. So at the end of this round, we will have 4 popcorn hearts, each separated by a chain of 3. Finishing off, we'll do a chain of 3 and slip stitch into the top of the first popcorn. I will be changing back to my first colour, the background colour, for round 3. I'll see you back here soon. Okay, lovelies, back to our background colour. Now you notice mine is a little dippy. I have chained too tightly, which I should have been more conscious of. Not to worry, we can straighten it out. Okay, so join colour A into the slip stitch where we finished off. We're going to chain 2, which will count as our first half double crochet. I'm going to work over that tail so it stops getting in my way. I'm going to pop a half double crochet into the chain 1 space between the 2 puffs, popcorn stitches rather. A half double crochet into the popcorn stitch. Chain 2, double crochet into the skipped stitch from round 1. We're going to go around. So we skip 2, we're going to go with a double crochet into the first one. I'm working over the chain from round 2. And double crochet into the next skip stitch. Okay, so you can see we're working over that chain, making those little hearts pop. Chain 2, a half double crochet into the top of our popcorn, a half double crochet into our chain 1, half double crochet into our next popcorn, and we chain 2, double crochet into the skipped stitch from round 1, working over the top of our chain, and again a double crochet into that next skip stitch from round 1, over the top of the chain from round 2. So you can see we're covering up those chain spaces, and we've got our cute little popcorn hearts popping out of the background. I'll let you guys finish off. We're just repeating that pattern back to the beginning, where we'll finish with a slip stitch to the beginning of the chain 2 we did to start. I'll be continuing with this background colour for round 4. So I'll meet you back here in a moment. We're back. I'm hoping having everything a little bit closer, it's easier for you guys to see what we're doing. Easier to see where I've made a mistake anyway. Oh no, that's what I've done there. So you can see our little hearts popping off. It's time to move on to round 4. I'm going to chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet. I'm going to put a double crochet into each stitch. So a double crochet into each chain space. A chain 2 space means 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Hold on. I said double crochet and I did half doubles. Chain 2 space gets 2 double crochet. And our half doubles, each get a double crochet, and our double crochets will get a double crochet. So every stitch, regardless of whether it's a chain, a half double, or a double crochet, all get a double crochet in them. At the end of this round, you'll have 35 double crochet and a nice round at this stage square with 4 cute little popcorn hearts in it. Sorry if I drifted off camera there. Biggest problem with doing things nice and close so you can see is making sure I'm still on camera, because there's not as much room where the video is actually taking place. So I'll double crochet into each stitch around our 4 cute little popcorn hearts. I will meet you back here once you have slip stitched into the top of our beginning chain 3. I will be finishing off with this colour and joining in a different shade of pink for another round of hearts. See you back here soon. Okay, we're finished flattening out, even though those chains are a little tight. I'm just going to zoom out so you can see a little bit better. Love those popcorn stitches. So I've joined a darker colour pink in for our second row of hearts. I'm just going to zoom back in so you can see the stitch placement clearly. I have to excuse my voice and my sniffing. I think I'm getting another cold. So I've joined my new colour into the left of the slip stitch, so the stitch after the joining stitch for this round. I'm going to chain and keep my yarn on my hook and chain 3, and pop 2 double crochet into the same stitch, 1, 2. I'm going to turn that into a popcorn stitch into the third loop of the chain, pick up that loop, finish off our first popcorn, chain 1, and pop another popcorn into the same stitch. So 1, 2, 3 double crochet, pulling up that last loop into the top of the first to complete our popcorn stitch. And that double popcorn is what gives us our cute little heart. From there, we chain 3, not too tightly or it's all going to buckle. Skip 2 stitches and do a popcorn into the third. One, 2, 3. That's where we pull up a loop, go into the first, complete our popcorn stitch, chain 1 and pop a second into the same stitch. So another 3 double crochet. Well, when you're working your second one, you can often squash your first one a little bit, which is what you can see is happening there, hopefully, because your hook's over the top of it. Just complete the second one, and then you can just push them up from the back. So after our second in the same stitch, we chain 3, and repeat again. Repeat that 10 more times. So at the end of this round, you'll have 12 hearts, 24 popcorn stitches, 12 hearts. I will be finishing off with this colour at the end of this round, joining with a slip stitch to the top of the first popcorn stitch, and I'll be grabbing my background colour, which is grey, to finish off this square. Turn it into a square instead of circles of hearts. I'll meet you back here soon. All right, finished my second round of hearts. I'll zoom out so you can see. All sitting pretty. Not so poppy yet, but as soon as we get that background stitches done, they will be. I'll zoom back in so I can show you some stitch placement. So I've just joined my background colour in with a slip stitch into a chain one space. Any chain one space is fine. That's in the center of the two popcorn stitches that form the heart. From there, I'm going to chain two, which will count as our first half double crochet. And I'm going to chain one, and pop a double crochet into the skipped stitch from round 4, working over the top of the chain from round 5. The double crochet. I'm going to do that again in the next skip stitch from round 4. Get back behind. Tails are being a bit naughty tonight. I'm going to chain one and put a half double crochet into the next chain one space. So not actually working into the popcorns on this round, just doing a chain one over the top of them, double crochets into the skip stitches from round 4, working over the top of our chain in from round 5, and then a half double crochet into the chain one space in the center of our heart. I'll let you guys follow that pattern repeat back to the beginning. We'll be finishing off with a slip stitch to the beginning of our chain 2. So 1, 2 into the second chain, because there's a chain 1 that we want to leave there. I'll meet you back here for round 7. I'll be working the remainder of this square in the background colour. I'll see you all soon. 2 gorgeous rings of hearts. Just adorable. You know how much I love the popcorn stitch anyway, but this is super cute. And I'm loving the grey and pink. It's my next blanket project. All right, round 7. Now, before we get started, round 7, a half double crochet or a chain is going to count as a stitch. With the chains, rather than going, zoom in. Rather than going into the chain space, we're going to go into the actual chain, like so, not into the chain space. So let's get started. Chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet. And I'm going to put a double crochet in there, in the chain. Sorry, I misread the pattern. Double crochet into the chain, so into the actual chain loop, not the chain space, with a double crochet. The next double crochet, we're going to put 2 trebles. And 1, and 2, 2 treble crochets into the 1 double crochet, chain 2, and put 2 treble crochet into the next double crochet. So this is going to be our first corner. So 2 trebles, chain 2, 2 trebles in the next double crochet. Then we're going to pop a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So the first one is a chain loop. Remember, going into the actual stitch, not the chain space. Second is into a half double crochet. There's 2. 3 into a chain loop, and the 4th into the top of a double crochet. So it's 4 double crochet. Now we're going to do 5 half double crochet. Again, working into loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 half double crochet, and then we've got 4 double crochet. So the first one is into a chain loop. Can be a little bit tight. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the difference in stitches is helping to square off our sides. I'll zoom out in a moment so I can show you that. Now we're back to a corner. So 2 treble crochet into the next double. Two treble crochet, chain 2, and 2 treble crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so our first 2 corners and our first side are completed. I'm just going to zoom out so you can see what they look like. So squaring off with those stitch size variations. I'll let you guys finish off this round repeating that same pattern. So from there we'll go into 4 double crochet, 5 half doubles, 4 doubles, and we're back to a corner. Finishing off, we'll slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3, and I'll meet you back here for round 8, which is our final round, and I'll be completing that in this nice grey background colour as well. See you all soon. Gorgeous ones, we're back. Got 2 gorgeous rings of little popcorn hearts finished. Our background nearly done. We're looking like a square. looking like a square, and we're ready to do round 8, which will be our final round to square this off and get it ready for joining. Super easy for our final round. I'm going to chain 1, which is not going to count as a stitch. Pop a single crochet into the same stitch. Pop a single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Our chain 2s in the corner are going to have a single crochet, a chain of 2, and a single crochet. Otherwise, it's a single crochet into each and every stitch all the way around. Thanks so much for tuning in and hooking this one up with me, guys. I hope you love it as much as I do. I can't wait to see your colour schemes. Have a fabulous day, and until next time, happy hooking.